Hey everyone, this is Tiffany.
And Ryan.
And welcome to our Rush Creek podcast. Join us each week for conversations, stories, and encouragement you can take with you anywhere.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We are so excited that you joined us for another episode. And today we've got something special, something a little bit different, and we'll get to that in a minute. But as always, I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and today I'm not joined by my normal co-host, Tiffany. We've got a new host podcast debut today, Megan Kramer. Megan, how are you?
I'm great.
She's so nervous. She's freaking out, but she won't show it.
Yeah.
Megan, explain to the people real quick, what do you do here at Rush Creek? Who are you?
So I am the digital and creative lead here at Rush Creek. So I do all our social media, website, online streaming, but also oversee all of our graphics and videos.
Yeah. So Megan is jumping in today as a sub for Tiffany, and we're excited that you're here. But enough about Megan, because Megan's not the real guest of the podcast today. Today we have an awesome opportunity to talk to Rachel Ciastko. Rachel, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you for coming on the podcast today. Yes. We're excited that you joined us today. And we're going to get a little bit into Rachel's story here in a minute, just kind of what Rachel does and why she's joining us on the podcast today. But Megan gets to take the place of Tiffany, bringing our icebreaker today. We always start with an icebreaker.
Okay.
Megan, what do you got for us today?
Yeah, so we're filming this at the end of December in 2025, but also it's airing in 2026. So New Year's goals, kind of reflecting on 2025. So I thought, what is something from 2025 that really made you laugh?
Made me laugh?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Let me think. I'm on the spot.
I can also share a quick story
Do
while
it,
you're thinking.
Please.
Okay.
So I was thinking about 2025 and I was like, this is the year of potty training for us.
Oh, yeah.
Like so many potty training stories, but I feel like I can't really share those on the pod because I don't want to invade my kids' privacy. But so we were sitting at dinner the other night and my husband just looks at me and was like, why are you laughing? Because 2 days before that, we had the staff Christmas party here. And there was this scene that we had to get up on stage. 5 of us or 6 of us got up on stage. And it was like, hey, pick an animal and you're going to make that animal noise. And little did we know we were going to start doing this whole orchestra.
It was
piece.
incredible.
And I pick a cow, right? Like cow is an easy noise to make. I was like, I'm going to nail this. I get up there and I'm like mooing and then everybody starts laughing. And I was like, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? And so then later on, I'm just like laughing at myself because I don't know how to moo. I learned that in 2025.
Well, speaking of cows, that's a weird transition, but we, like in our student ministry offices, we all office together here at Green Oaks. And at camp this summer, we somehow came home from camp with 2 inflatable cows. And they're now our office mascots in our student ministry office, and we hide them for each other. And so like we'll put them in each other's office, like when we leave, like working at like our desk, and they've kind of become, they have names and I'm blanking on their names. I think one of them's Lola and I can't remember the name of the other one, but that's awesome. It's just something fun that's made me laugh towards the end of this year.
I guess if we're on farm animal topics, this year I decided to get chickens. And so chickens and ducks, actually. So I kind of raised them from like day old hatchlings. So I got ducks and I got chickens. But when the ducks got a little older, you kind of have to like transition them outside. And at first, they weren't really understanding the concept that they needed to sleep inside of the coop. And so every night, me and my husband would go outside and literally chase these ducks and try and put them in. And I was like, I need to record this because this is absolutely hysterical. Like we would be like on one side, he'd be on the other, and we'd be running around the coop trying to get them because they would just wouldn't want to go inside at nighttime because they would probably get eaten by something. So we were like, how do we do this? And we just like came up with a plan. And then finally they like reached an age of understanding that they just go in the coop at night and I don't have to worry.
You
But
don't have to chase them around anymore.
around the end of summer, we were chasing them every night. And I was like, David, this is literally hilarious. Like, I need to record this. Like, we look
That's
like
so
crazy
funny.
people chasing these baby ducks everywhere.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I could just
gosh.
imagine if like your neighbors or something could see y'all and they're like, why do they run around
What are
every
they
night?
Oh, they
doing?
definitely could. And sometimes it was dark and we had flashlights, so it looked even crazier. So that made me laugh.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like,
That's
this is
awesome.
different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, hey, we're excited, Rachel, again that you joined us for the podcast today. And the reason we wanted to bring you on is just because you have an awesome, just unique story, what God's kind of done in your life and where He's brought you to now. And so, tell us just a little bit, kind of what you do now, kind of what God has you doing in this season of life, and kind of how you maybe. Well, we'll get there in a minute. Just what do you do?
So I am a content creator. They are now called content creators. We used to be called influencers. I like content creator better. That is my full-time job now. So that is how I make money and what I do during the week, all week. I'm always recording, thinking of new ideas and topics to record around my house. And it wasn't always like that. I've just taken it now full-time within this last year. So that's what I
Awesome.
do right now.
That's okay. She's
Yeah.
being very
Yes.
she's being very not generous enough with herself. If you just go on Instagram at let me
the
tell-
Rosie home.
the Rosie Home on
Mhm.
Instagram, over 400,000 followers on Instagram,
Mhm.
has an incredible account. And your main thing on your Instagram, main thing on your platform is what?
Home and lifestyle. So it
Nice.
started out as home decor and then I kind of trickled it into just like life inspo
Yeah.
and design and garden and all of the things. So yeah.
And it's an awesome page. Definitely recommend going and giving Rachel a follow on Instagram for sure. And so, tell us just a little bit about your story. I mean, before content creation, before which kind of where you are now. What's your story? Kind of how did you become Rachel now?
I guess if we want to start from
Wherever you want to start.
wherever, okay. So growing up, I was raised in a Christian home, but it wasn't like the forefront of like our family life. So we were very busy. We were all involved in really competitive sports. So I was doing soccer competitively my whole life. And that was kind of like everything. So me and my siblings constantly doing sports. And I kind of realize now that I think that's where I get a lot of my work ethic from. I like will not succeed.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
it's probably because of the sport background. But that's kind of where it all started. And then I played soccer in college. And that's where I really gave my life to Christ.
Where'd you go to college?
Texas Wesleyan.
Nice.
Yeah, in Fort
Awesome.
Worth. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
played soccer there for a couple of years. And then God had other plans for me after that. I got injured and I wasn't able to play anymore.
Mm.
And that was just kind of like a blow to like my ego and absolutely everything that I've worked for. And I was like, well, what am I going to do if I can't play soccer and all of that? So it sent me down a really dark path, like in college. So I, was just seeking validation from the world and, doing the college partying and, all the crazy stuff. And there was a time when I was 20 where I really had like an encounter with God and I was so convicted by my choices and falling into the trap of like, trying to find your identity in everything else but Jesus. So that's when I really came to know Christ and gave my life to him, repented and really turned it around. I was young, I was only 20, but it really sent me down a path of like realizing that there's so much more to life than just your career.
Yeah.
And like it just really it was kind of like the trajectory of what started the path of like creative and being an art and all of that stuff. So, and I got married when I was 21. So I was
Nice.
young.
Nice.
Met my husband in high school.
Awesome.
We got married really young, and I had an opportunity with him being a firefighter, and he owned a Christmas light company. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and college is just not for me. Like
Yep.
it's not for me. I can't be in here. I don't know why I don't want to do this. I just can't. And he was like, okay. So what are you gonna do? And I was like, I think I want to be a florist. Like, I think I want to design flowers.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like, okay, all right.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. He was like, well, I don't know. He was like, just kind of do whatever, do your own thing. Like, we were living in a tiny apartment. So we had a lot of time. We were really young, and he just was like, yeah, sure, go for it. And I was like, okay. And so I started reaching out to a bunch of florists around the DFW, and I was like, hey, I don't need to get paid. I just want to learn.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to learn. I want to dive in. I want to learn the trade. And I did it kind of old school. Like, not a lot of people do that these days, but I was like, just let me learn. And someone hired me. I worked for her for 3 years. I became a floral designer in the wedding industry for 3 years, and learned everything I could. And then when I was 24, I kind of took a risk, and I was like, I want to start my own business, and I want to design weddings, and I want to start my own gig. And I did. But I was so newly, I had such a new relationship with Christ that it's really easy to kind of get off course. So I put all of my heart and all of my everything into starting this business. And so, just went so hard with that. Did so many weddings. I was so blessed. Like, the business really did take off really quickly within the first year, and hired a bunch of girls that I knew from school and stuff, and hired my sister. And we did weddings every weekend.
Wow.
Every weekend. Sometimes we would do 3 and 4 weddings a weekend.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
We would just be all over the DFW. It was absolutely insane.
People who work in the wedding industry are
Yes.
champions.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
For sure.
It's incredible.
It's intense.
Yeah.
So intense. And I look back now and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. Now I have 2 kids, and that's when I had no kids. I was just staying up all night, working so hard. And that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing. I was like, this is it. I did it. This is my career. I made it. I got a little shop in downtown Arlington. It was so fun. Loved designing. And then COVID happened. It's I feel like that's
it's
a part of everybody's story.
Everybody's
now,
story is,
for
and
sure.
then COVID. Yes.
In 2020, we bought my parents' home because they moved, and it was a family home. And my grandparents lived in it before that. And we purchased that house, and then we started renovating it, and then everything shut down during the renovations. And it was so crazy because I feel like not a lot of people understood what was happening until it actually started happening. And I would get 2 to 3 emails per day of I need to cancel my wedding. I need to reschedule my wedding. I need to do this. And it's going back to that, it puts a little bit of a pit in my stomach because I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what do you mean? I can't work.
Yeah.
So it was every day it was another person can you send me my deposit back? Or I need to move it to 2021 or 2022.
Yeah.
And that pushes all of your income back.
Oh, yeah.
1 to 2 years. So
For
you're kind of
sure.
in this strange limbo. And then I was in a shop, so I had rent to pay
Yep.
and all of those things. So it was just,
you had employees working for you as well.
I did, and it was honestly terrifying,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really humbling too because it slowed me down, and I think it did that for a lot of people. It slowed me down, and it made me realize, like, okay, God is in control of absolutely everything in my life, and I can't just like white knuckle it.
Yeah.
I just need to let go for a minute.
Yes.
And he got me through that season in 2020. And I was so bored. I was like, I went from working constantly to not at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, I don't know what to do. Like, is this business going to just fall through? Like, is everything I've worked for just done?
Yeah.
And I think God planted this idea in my brain of like, why don't you just like document your house of like your renovations? Because it was a 1960s home and it was a family home. And I cared so much about this home because I had so many childhood memories in it. And I was like, I want to revamp this house and it's going to be so pretty. And I was just like, just started taking pictures because this was back when Reels wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
It was just carousel photos.
Okay.
And I started doing all the photos. I started getting really into like posting every day and kind of learning the ins and outs of social media and how it works, how algorithms work, how Instagram is pushing certain things and how to use SEO and keywords in your captions and just everything. Because when I do something, I go all in and I'm like, I am researching this before I do this and I'm going to know what to do. And so that just kind of went down this big left turn of like just really getting into that for like a good solid year. And I hit 10K followers within that year
Wow.
of 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
there could be something here.
This could be something a little bigger than I expected because I wasn't even in my new house yet or any of that. And then I had my baby, my first baby in 2021 of August. And during like my pregnancy and then after having her, I kind of took a big break because I was still doing weddings and I didn't know how to like juggle being a new mom, socials, and my job. And so I took a really big break in 2021 for like almost a year. And then weddings were kind of picking back up. Everything was feeling a little bit more normal. And started doing weddings again kind of full time, like because I was still in the lease in the shop. And we got an opportunity from my husband's brother because he owned around 5 acres. And he was like, hey, he was like, would you guys be interested in buying like an acre or so of our land? And we were like, sure. Yeah. Because we wanted to kind of get further out of the city. And we really like where we live now. And it's just a little less crowded. And that's kind of what we always envisioned, like a little further out of the city. Because we both grew up in Arlington. And so, yeah, we were like, yeah, sure. And that just like literally just fell into our lap. And we were like, oh, this could actually work. Like, you don't have to pay your rent at the shop anymore. And we can build like a shop at the house, like the new house. And he could have his business at the new house too, because he does the commercial Christmas lights. And it just kind of happened. It just like all these like snowballs started rolling, like the building process, the plans, the design, and all of that, and the purchase. And we purchased the land right before my daughter was born. And then we started building like 2 months after that.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, we were renovating the other house. Like, like, what do I do? Like, how do I document this? I'm like, we're like, I have nothing to document anymore. And that was a crazy year. That was a super crazy year with the building process. And then there was a lot of crazy stuff happening still because of COVID with the building industry, and like lumber was super pricey and like all that. So it was kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But it really kind of opened a door that I didn't realize was being opened. And then one was also being shut, which I didn't want to do that at first, of like trying to hold on to weddings as long as I could. It was like my baby, you know? But I started documenting the build process, and I never stopped. I was like, I am going to just keep posting. And like, I kind of like got to a point where I was like, I don't know if this is going to grow anymore. I got to like 20,000 followers, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't think people are really understanding what I'm posting with the building and all that. And I got a little discouraged in this kind of, kept doing it, but not like all my eggs in one basket type of thing. And then we moved into the house in 2022. And then still was doing weddings. It was literally insane. I don't know how I did weddings and posted content and was a mom. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, literally. Because I'm like, I don't know how I did that.
Well, because also at the time you mentioned your husband's a firefighter.
Yes, and he's a firefighter.
So
yes.
he's working away. And then for how many days of the week?
So back then it was 24 hours on and 48 off, but now it's 48 hours. So he's gone for 2 days now.
So you were like momming and doing all the things. And I'm like, yeah, just so much happening at once, right?
So
like,
much,
but you're just like, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. See what God has next.
I was like, there's something to this.
Yes.
Yeah. So we moved in, still doing weddings, kind of trying to get used to living in a new place and all of that. That was interesting, and not understanding like land and stuff because we had 2 dogs and like they kept getting out. It was just really stressful.
Yeah.
But we kind of got settled, and I was like, okay. At one point in 2023, after all the crazy of moving in 2023, we really got settled, and I started posting a lot more like seasonal and garden inspiration and like house inspo, but really it was more like, it's hard to describe. It's like more of like emotional inspiration.
Cool.
And like I would design flowers in the house. I tried to incorporate both. So I'd do like tutorials with floral and design on the page. And then it just started like gaining a lot of traction one day. And it was like spring of 2023. And I was like, whoa. I was like, this is crazy. I don't know what's happening, but okay. And I hit 100K in June of 2023.
Wow.
And that was like, it was from like 20 to 30K to 100 within like a pretty short time period. I think it was like 3 or 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh,
Okay.
again, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was like a really pivotal point for me, because I remember praying and asking God, like, okay, I don't want to do this if you don't want me to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to be about me. I want it to reflect you. And I was like, if this is not something that's going to be good, and if it's not going to glorify you at all, just please cut it off. I was like, I don't want to grow anymore, because I was so busy. I was still doing weddings. And then I clearly heard him say, you can't do it all. But this is where I'm leading you. So just go ahead. And so I was like, but what does that mean? Does that mean I have to quit weddings? I was like a little kid, like, but what do you mean? But after that, I was like, I want to dedicate this page to you. I want to steward this page, because everything I've been given is from him. And I want to steward that to the best of my ability. It's been a lot of learning along the way. It's been a lot of realizing that social media can take up your entire life if you make it a job. I've learned so much within the last 2 years, 3 years almost, of actually getting to a point of like major growth. And it's been really awesome.
It's awesome.
And then 2024 hit and it started exponentiating. I got to 200, then I got to 300 this year, then I got to 400 and recently.
Wow.
And now it's almost at 420.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing weddings. I'm literally not like, they started kind of trickling away like slowly. And it was kind of like, I guess this is it, you know, like this is it. Like everything I've done for 10 years, like this is it, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
I don't take my social media lightly. I have a lot of eyes on me.
Yep.
So it's kind of daunting sometimes when you think about it, because you're like, I want to reflect Christ in the best way I can.
Yeah.
I want the Holy Spirit to work through me and reach people, but it's a very tricky area.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's like the
That's
whole spiel of how I got here.
That's awesome. And I think too, just listening to your story, as you're just telling us your story, there's several key moments along the way, right? Where you had to make either a decision or listen to God in that moment of, where are you leading me? What are you trying to get me to do here? Right. I mean, you talked about it a little bit with your story all the way back, like when you were in college, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I was all about soccer. I was all about sports, injury. Where do I go from here? Right. And then to that point when you surrendered your life to Christ, key moment, right? Where do I go here? And it's just a series of God going, I got you.
Exactly.
Right? Like I've got you. And then jumping into, floral, now into content creation. I mean, it's awesome to see that.
Yeah.
And is there anything to just in that, when you look back on those key moments, right, in your life, is there any one kind of overarching lesson or anything you would say God taught you, just kind of all combined, like one thing, like what did God teach you kind of at those key moments?
I think just letting go of what I think I have control over. Like I'm very like schedule oriented. I'm very strict with a lot of the things I do. And I'm like, there's so much out of our control and he knows so much more than us. And he is infinitely vast. And honestly, like this life is so brief and there's so much more to it. And it would just kind of be like, you know what, God, like you got this every single pivotal moment of that. And obviously since I was 20 and knowing Christ and now I'm 32, there's been a lot of trial and tribulation through that. Like I've gone through a lot of stuff and he's never, ever left me.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's been really hard. Like a lot of personal tragedy, a lot of personal heartache that I've gone through the last 12 years. And he never left my side.
Yep.
And he won't.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful story of just him being our constant through it all.
Yeah.
And like you said, just letting go and letting God
Exactly.
take place in that. I guess kind of like talking about the full transformation into content creation.
Yeah.
What do you think was one of the scariest moments of being like, this is it? Or like even you and your husband having to talk that through and being like, okay, we're all in now.
Yeah. Probably, I think it was after I had my second baby. Because I also was pregnant with my second child during all of this too.
Yeah.
And that was crazy because adding another little baby in the mix, it's tough. And they were pretty close in age. They're only 2 years apart. And so we had a lot to juggle. But I think it was after I had Sunny and I was like, David, I didn't realize that you could make a full-on living on social media. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, how much are you talking?
What are you talking about?
I'm like, well, I'm like, I don't think I have to do flowers anymore.
Mm.
And that's all I needed to say. And he was
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, cool. Because I mean, flowers is physically taxing. Like, it's a lot of labor, and it
Yeah.
keeps me away from my kids. Like on the
Mhm.
weekends, I want to be with them.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't think like I have to do that anymore. Like, I think that we're good here. And
Mhm.
he was like, okay.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I've prayed about it, and I think this is where God's leading me.
Mm.
And it was weird because I didn't know the ins and outs of like the way to make a living on it yet. Like I was very new because I really started making a substantial amount in 2024. It's very new
Yeah.
still to
Mhm.
me. Like I've only been doing that part of it for a couple of years.
Mhm.
Now I'm kind of know like what it is. Like, so I have a brand manager and assistant and a social media editor, and it's like a whole thing like
Yeah.
that I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
awesome.
that was pretty scary at first, like being like, okay, yeah, like I can just totally stop weddings.
Yeah.
Mm.
He was like, oh,
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
here we go.
And that's I want to turn to that, just kind of more the content creation side now, because
Yeah.
I think like you said, you're like, I had no idea this was even like
Mhm.
we knew social media was a thing, but like this side of it, right?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
content creation full-time part of it. And I think a lot of people probably don't understand that either, right?
Mhm.
Of like, this is now a viable thing that people do,
It's
right?
so
For a
true.
living. Since you've started it and you've really gone full time with
Mhm.
content creation, what would you say is one of the misconceptions people have about
Mhm.
what you do as a content
Okay.
creator?
A lot of people that are consuming the content, so just think that you're at home, just
Mm.
being at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
Just playing on your phone.
yeah, playing
like-
on my phone, like just all of that. And I'm like, not even close. Like, this is a full-time job. Like, I am the creative director. I am the editor.
Mhm.
I am the emailer. I am
Yeah.
all of these things. And I have to make also a lot of the vlogging is huge.
Mm.
Like that takes up a lot of my time. And then when I was trying to edit it all, that felt impossible. And then I
Mhm.
got someone to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a huge task.
Yeah. And then a lot of content creators, they don't post to just one platform. So they'll
Mhm.
post to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Mhm.
Facebook, all of that, because they're all kind of interlinked. So I do post to all of them now.
Mhm.
I used to just only post to Instagram. Now I'm on TikTok and everything. And that makes it a whole other level of like, okay, you post at 8 a.m. every day at this time to all 4 platforms, and it just goes live.
Mm.
But you have to like plan the content. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's like, and you also have to get creative, but you have to tap into your creative
Yeah.
side. And it's like,
Mhm.
there's so many moving parts, and the links, the affiliate links, the brands, the contracts, all of that. Like, it is so intense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it is a job,
Mhm.
and people only see a fraction of what your life is online. And like, I like to tell people, like, you only know me, you only know my social media,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? And like, I'm not just frolicking around in flowers all day long.
Yeah.
Like, this is seriously hard work.
It's a business.
It's a
I mean,
business.
you
It
went
is
you
a
went from
business.
a maybe more traditional like brick and mortar floral
Yes.
business, but now
Yeah.
you're running your own business again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Right?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Just
a
in
lot.
a different venue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a lot of work. It's definitely not people just recording themselves all day. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full on team. Well, you
Full
touched
on.
on this a little bit, but talking about how everything that you do is for
Mhm.
him and the kingdom, and
Yes.
now you have this platform of influence, right? So
Mhm.
like, how do you take your platform and where you're at and
Mhm.
and use that to share the gospel?
Yeah. So this is a tricky question because there are a lot of Christian influencers now.
Oh, okay.
That their main goal on their page is to influence people to
Mhm.
Christ, right?
Mhm.
And that is incredible, and that is what they do, right? Mine is more so of like, relatability, design, home life, and then leading people there that way.
Yeah.
Instead of me posting like inspirational or Bible verses every day, because there's so much in concrete content creation now that it's very saturated.
Yep.
And so I was chatting with my assistant last year about this, because I was like, I asked God, I was like, I want people to see you through me, and I just don't want to make it all about me. Like, I don't want this idolizing thing that people go to my page and they're just like, Rachel, I don't want that in any way, because it's very easy to fall into that. And a lot of big content creators have that problem of like, it's about self. And I don't want to portray that at all. And so I felt like my content has kind of transformed over the last couple of years to like being relatable in like a morning routine. So I'll show like me doing my devotional or my prayer journal in the morning. And people ask me about that all the time. They're like, hey, how do you get the motivation to wake up that early and get in the word? And like, I have so many messages about that. And I was like, I just make it a routine. It's really hard sometimes 'cause I'm tired, but like filling that little hour of space with prayer is so huge for me. And it's really opened a lot of doors for conversation.
Yeah.
As opposed to just posting it and posting like the Christian content creation. It's kind of a different avenue. It's hard
interwoven
to
into your passion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly. It's so hard to explain,
No,
but
for sure.
that's what it is. And I was telling my assistant, I was like, I want people to not look at my page and be like, I need to buy this home decor piece immediately. I want them to create a space in their home that feels like them. That's like their little sanctuary that they can go and be with the Lord. Or like, and it really is about creating your safe space and cozy and your likes and dislikes of like color and just like all these things in design. And it really is a big deal. And
you do that so well.
Thank you.
But just like on your Instagram page, you do that well of
Thank you.
of showing that through that.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's kind of like my heart behind that part.
That's awesome. And I know we're bumping up on time, but we're okay to go over. We're okay to go over a few minutes. But because I want to ask you too, just a little bit, as you do this, and as you say you're a couple years in now, still figuring out the ropes of this. What genuinely is, now that you're in it a little bit, what's your favorite part now of being a full-time content creator now?
Oh gosh. So being at home, not really having to leave all the time. And just being able to be in that creative mind space all the time. Like it is so much fun. Like that's like my thing is like creativity, art, gardening, flowers. Like I get to grow my own flowers, like showing my passions and actually being able to live in them is huge. I'm so grateful for it. And that's my favorite part. Like coming up with recipes or like decorating for Christmas, like right now. But just really trying to inspire people. That is my favorite part, is all of that. Yeah.
So as we're spinning off of the favorites, what's one thing that is happening in the home space that you're just like, you should probably not do that?
Yes. I love this question. We put this question in here because I couldn't wait to ask you, like, when you look at current like home design trends, because going on your page, I'm like, man, like she knows what she's doing. Like you know what you're doing. So I'm like, I wanted to ask, what is one current home design trend that you're like, y'all, we've got to stop doing this, like, right? And just as a creative. And it's okay if this is in your house. No judgment.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't want to offend anybody. Because everyone is like, you're supposed to just love your home because you love your home. But I personally don't like how everybody right now in my space is putting, I don't know, I'm going to get so much flack for this.
Do it.
Archways
Oh,
in their
yeah.
houses.
Mhm.
So like I love a good archway, like a round arch, you know,
Yes.
but they're literally making every entryway an arch.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Oh, okay.
why? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be every single one.
Yeah.
Like some people are even doing it to their vent hoods.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be in soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
you're-
it's
you're-
very
Yeah.
trendy.
Hmm.
And I'm more about the timeless, classic, vintage, bring in antiques, mix color. I'm all about mixing furniture. So
Mm.
when people buy like furniture sets that are like matching, it drives me
Okay,
insane.
yeah.
I'm like, there could be so much more character in here, but it all just looks too uniform,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one thing that's been bugging me a little bit because I'm like, I don't know.
So maybe let's turn it positive now.
Yes.
Like as we're going into 2026, people
Mhm.
are listening. And by the way, if you haven't already, since we've started recording, go follow Rachel on Instagram at the.rosie.home. You'll get automatically some inspiration just from checking out her posts. What's one thing going into 2026? I'm kind of putting you on the spot here.
Mhm.
That people can do to create a cozier space. Like if listening to you, they're
Mhm.
like, I want that. Like I want to create,
Yes.
like you said, I like how you said the sanctuary
Mhm.
in their home. What's one easy thing, just practically, that they
Mhm.
can do to create that space for them and for their families?
Mhm. Well, you can start by collecting and not going to Target.
Okay, so
For
like,
decor.
are you talking like thrifting, like
Yes.
antique, like
Thrifting, antiquing, go to the antique malls, buying things that are older.
Mhm.
I've noticed has made such a huge difference because I built my house new
Hmm.
and it didn't have that old charm that
Yeah.
like everybody's kind of craving. And so I had to get creative and go to antique shops and find everything I could to like bring that old world back in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it really is like when it's collected, it feels so much cozier.
Hmm.
Like it really does.
And it's kind of cool. Like my wife started doing that over the past year since we moved
Yeah.
into our house. And it's cool because she gets so excited when she
Mhm.
finds something
Yeah.
cool and she brings it
Yes.
home. And I'm like, we got to find a place for that to go. But
Yes.
that's awesome.
It's
Like I really like
hunting.
that.
It's literally
Yeah.
hunting and gathering again.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, I found
Yeah.
this piece of beautiful gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I did my whole wedding. We would
love
go
that.
to Goodwill every Friday
Nice.
and just find a bunch of different pieces, and that was our whole decor for our wedding.
I love
Just
that.
all
That's
thrifted.
perfect.
Yeah. And
Fun.
saves you so much
So
It
money.
does.
much money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So stop
Yes.
going to Target.
Yeah.
That's what you just heard. No.
Yeah. I mean, I love a good Target haul, but
Yes.
Yeah.
antique
Don't we
shops are
all?
my spot.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go.
Yes.
And this is all for free. You're getting this
Mhm.
advice for
Yeah.
free. But
Yeah.
now, since she gave you that advice, you got to go follow her.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
got to go give her a follow. Rachel, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
I
joining us on this
appreciate it.
episode. Before we kind of close out, such an incredible story that you have. Just how you
Mhm.
got to how God has brought you to where you are now.
Mhm.
What's just real quick one thing you would tell our listeners if they're in that season where they're at one of those kind of keystone moments where
Mhm.
they feel God calling them into something? They're a little scared. They're not sure,
Mhm.
kind of like your story. What's just one small piece of advice you would give them real quick?
I would say definitely go deeper in prayer in your prayer space. Have one-on-one time with the Lord all the time and just keep asking, even if you feel like you're asking too much. He'll never let you down,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Even if it's terrifying,
Mhm.
because he knows infinitely more and he knows the future and exactly what he has planned for you.
Mhm.
So that would
That's
be my
awesome.
advice.
That's
Mhm.
amazing. Rachel, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Again, we're here with Rachel Ciastko at the Rosie Home on Instagram, on all social media platforms. Go and find her, give her a follow, and it will definitely not only help you with your home decor, your
Yes.
style, but it'll also, like she said, just see some interwoven gospel threads in that. So,
Mhm.
Rachel, again, thank you so much for joining us. This
thank
was so
you.
fun. And thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the podcast. We hope that this was just another episode that helped you grow in your love for Christ and what he's done for you. And we hope that you'll join us again next week. So we will see you back again next week for another awesome episode of the Rush Creek Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Rush Creek Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Join us every Monday to make this your favorite weekly habit.
See you next week.